The kingdom flourishes under your rule. However, the matter of your marriage remains unresolved. Prince Malik of Dakari has shown great interest. A union with him would solidify our borders. I heard rumors of a queen who walks among a people in disguise. He teased gently, but I never believed it until now. I've missed you, Amina admitted softly, surprising herself with the honesty of her words. And I've missed you, Amina, Jabari replied. As perfect as it was, couldn't last. We must be careful, she said. The council, they wouldn't understand. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that today has been a gift. It has, Jabari agreed. And whatever happens, I will always be here for you, Amina. Always. Your Majesty, the matter of your marriage must be addressed. Prince Malik of Dakari has formally requested an audience with you. He is prepared to discuss the terms of an alliance. He was charming and intelligent, but she sensed an ambition in him that made her uneasy. An alliance with Dakari would strengthen our borders, Elder Barasa continued. It would ensure the stability of Yenri for generations to come. But as queen, your personal desires must be secondary to the needs of your people. Don't know what to do. The council is pressuring me to marry Prince Malik. They say it's for the good of the kingdom, but your heart isn't in it. I'm the queen. I'm supposed to put my people first. But how can I marry a man I don't love? How can I turn my back on what I feel for you? You don't have to do this alone. Whatever you decide, I'll be by your side. Promise me that no matter what happens, you'll never forget me. I could never forget you. You are in my heart, always. There is something you should know. And what is it? That Prince Malik has discovered your meetings with Jabari. What rumors? The next day, Amina received a summons from Prince Malik. He requested a private audience, which she reluctantly agreed to. As she entered the room, she found him standing by the window, looking out over the palace gardens. Your Majesty, he said, turning to face her. Thank you for seeing me. What is it you wish to discuss, Prince Malik? Amina asked, keeping her tone formal. Malik smiled, but there was something cold in his eyes. I have heard troubling rumors, Your Majesty. Rumors that concern your relationship with a certain warrior. Amina's heart skipped a bit, but she kept her expression neutral. I don't know what you mean. Come on now, Amina, Malik said, his voice smooth. There's no need for pretenses. I know about Jabari. I know about your meetings. Amina felt a surge of fear and anger. You have no right to spy on me. I'm not spying, Malik replied calmly. I'm simply concerned for the welfare of our kingdom. Your relationship with this man could be seen as a weakness, a vulnerability that others might exploit. You mean a vulnerability you might exploit? Amina shot back. Malik's smile widened, but it didn't reach his eyes. I don't wish to see you harmed, Amina, but you must understand the position you're in. The council would never accept a queen who places her heart above her duty. If they were to learn of this affair, it could lead to chaos. I am offering you a way out. A way out? Amina asked, her voice shaking with fury. And what exactly do you want in return? Marry me, Malik said simply. If you do, I will ensure that this matter remains a secret. You will keep your throne, and Jabari will remain unharmed. It's a small price to pay for peace and stability. Amina stared at him in disbelief. He was blackmailing her, using her love for Jabari against her. She had never felt so trapped, so powerless. And if I refuse? She asked, already knowing the answer. Malik's expression turned cold. Then I will have no choice but to inform the council. Jabari will be arrested, and you will lose everything. Amina left the meeting with Malik, feeling more alone than ever. She couldn't marry him, not when her heart belonged to Jabari. But if she didn't, she would lose everything. A throne, her people, and Jabari himself. That night, she couldn't sleep. The weight of her decision pressed down on her, suffocating her. In the early hours of the morning, she made up her mind. She would tell Jabari everything, and together, they would find a way out of this mess. But when she arrived at the meeting place in the hills, Jabari was nowhere to be found. Panic began to set in as she searched the surrounding area, calling his name. Jabari, where are you? But there was no answer. Her heart pounded in her chest as she realized what must have happened. Malik had acted faster than she had anticipated. Jabari had been captured. She rushed back to the palace, but it was too late. As she entered the courtyard, she saw a group of guards leading Jabari away in chains. His eyes met hers for a brief moment, filled with pain and regret. before he was dragged off to the dungeons. "No!" Amina cried, running after them, but the guards blocked her path, holding her back as she struggled to reach him. "This is for your own good, your majesty," one of the guards said sternly. "Prince Malik has ordered that he be detained for his crimes." "Crimes?" Amina spat, her eyes blazing with fury. "What crimes?" "Conspiracy and treason," the guard replied. "He has been conspiring with you to undermine the stability of the kingdom." Amina's heart broke as she watched Jabari being taken away. This was all her fault. She had been reckless, and now Jabari was paying the price. She knew she had to do something. But what? If she acted against Malik, it would only confirm his accusations, and she would lose everything. The following days were a blur of pain and despair for Amina. She barely ate or slept, consumed by guilt and fear for Jabari. She knew she had to act, but the choice before her was agonizing. If she abdicated the throne, Malik would take over, and Jabari would be freed. But if she stayed and fought, Jabari might be executed, and her kingdom could fall into chaos. The council convened, and Malik was there, his expression calm and confident. He had won, and they both knew it. But Amina wasn't ready to give up just yet. She stood before the council, her heart pounding in her chest. "I have made my decision," she announced, her voice strong despite the turmoil inside her. The council members leaned forward, eager to hear her choice. Malik watched her with a smug smile, certain of his victory. "I have decided," Amina continued, "that I cannot marry Prince Malik. My duty to my kingdom and my people is greater than any personal alliance." The room erupted in shocked whispers. Malik's smile faltered, replaced by a look of cold fury. "But," Amina added, her voice wavering only slightly, "I also cannot allow an innocent man to be punished for my mistakes. Therefore, I will abdicate the throne." Gasps filled the chamber as the council members stared at her in disbelief. Malik's face twisted in anger as he realized what she was doing. "You can't do this," he hissed, stepping forward. "You're throwing away everything for him?" Amina met his gaze, her expression resolute. "I'm doing what I believe is right. I'm choosing my heart and my conscience." She turned to the council, who were still reeling from her announcement. "I will leave Yeri with Jabari. The throne will pass to whoever you deem fit to lead." Malik's eyes blazed with rage, but he was powerless to stop her. Amina had made her choice, and it was a choice that would change the fate of the kingdom forever. Amina and Jabari fled the kingdom that night, under the cover of darkness. They traveled swiftly and silently, avoiding the main roads and keeping to the shadows. Amina had left behind everything she had ever known: her throne, her people, and the life she had been raised to lead. But she didn't regret her decision, not for a moment. As they reached the border of the Yeri, Amina looked back one last time. The kingdom she had once ruled was now a distant silhouette against the night sky. It was a bittersweet moment, but she knew she had made the right choice. Jabari took her hand, squeezing it gently. "Are you ready?" he asked softly. Amina nodded, her heart swelling with love and determination. "Yes, I'm ready." Together, they crossed the border, leaving Yeri behind. They didn't know what the future held, but they knew that they would face it together, as they had always dreamt. Weeks passed, and Amina and Jabari found refuge in a small village far from Yeri. They lived simply, but they were happy. For the first time in her life, Amina was free from the burdens of the crown. She could finally be herself, and she could finally be with the man she loved. But even as they built their new life together, the shadows of the past lingered. News reached them that Prince Malik had taken the throne, but his rule was far from secure. Loyalists to Amina had risen a rebellion, refusing to accept Malik as their king. One day, as they sat by the fire, Jabari looked at Amina, his expression thoughtful. "Do you ever regret leaving?" he asked quietly. Amina shook her head, smiling at him. "No, I regret the pain we caused, but I don't regret choosing you. I could never regret that." Jabari smiled back, but there was a sadness in his eyes. I wish we could have found a way to stay, to be together and still serve her people." Amina sighed, leaning her head against his shoulder. "I wish that too. But what's done is done. We have each other, and that's enough for me." They sat in silence for a while, watching the flames dance in the earth. But Amina couldn't shake the feeling that their story wasn't yet over. The kingdom they had left behind was still in turmoil, and she couldn't ignore the call of her people. "We may have left Nyeri," she said finally, her voice steady. "But that doesn't mean we have abandoned our people. If they need us, we'll return, together." Jabari looked at her, his eyes filled with pride and love. "Together," he agreed. And so, with the dawn of a new day, Amina and Jabari prepared for whatever the future might bring. They were no longer just queen and warrior, they were partners, united in love and in purpose. Their story was far from over, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, side by side.